Hi, good evening. Welcome to our PM Chill Restorative Practice. I was like, how isn't this divine sort of intervention that today of all days, the yoga that I'm teaching is restorative and super chill and super calm. So what we're going to focus on today is finding a sense of grounding and holding our seat. And when I think of holding my seat, I think of no matter what is happening around me or even inside of me, I'm able to keep there's distance between all of that and me, right? So when I'm holding my seat, that means that I can feel a lot of intensity in my body without having to react or do something about it. Like I can experience what's going on. It's not repressing. It's literally feeling what you're feeling, but without having to judge it or wish it was different or have to do anything about it. And this week I'm teaching on polarization specifically because of the election today. And, it's good or bad. It's this constant yo-yo back and forth. And I don't know about y'all, and I'm an intense back and forther. I'm a Scorpio woman, so it's either amazing or not. So it's exhausting. Finding a way to still experience life with that much openness while staying right in the middle, that's what our practice is about today. So we're going to actually start on our backs with your knees bent and your feet on the mat. And then without changing anything, turn your gaze inward. And notice what's going on in your mind. Your heart. Your body. And as you do this scan, notice the thinking that comes along with it. When you begin to turn your attention to the mind, what are the thoughts that you notice there? And maybe you don't notice any. And then when you turn your attention to your body, I feel like that's tricky to experience sensation in the body without trying to label it as tight or loose or hurting or pleasure or any of those things, but literally being able to experience the sensation in your body without having to label, understand, or identify it. Take several breaths here and just scan through the body. Feel what you can feel in the physical self. If you notice that you become distracted in thinking about something else, just notice, tell yourself thinking, and then you come back to your assignment. Let's now change our attention and shift it towards the heart. And instead of just scanning the heart in this moment, take your mind back to this morning, and then, if you can remember, think about the emotional spectrum you experienced from the time that you woke up till this moment now, as much of it as you can remember. And as you think about that, as you consider that emotional sort of line or trajectory, see if you can remember what your thinking was like. See if you can connect the way you were feeling to the way that you were thinking as you scan your heart over the day today. Try to practice that now. And then remember, as we practice this noticing, we're practicing being neutral. Not noticing and beating ourselves up or judging ourselves. We practice noticing in a neutral way so that we can see all of it with accuracy and non-judgment. All right. From here, I'm going to have you come onto your hands and knees. If being on your knees bothers them, you can take a blanket and open a blanket and place that under your knees. And if being on your hands doesn't feel good, for whatever reason, you can do all of this on your forearms. All right, from here, just lift your belly, round your back, tuck your chin. Relax your face. And then do the opposite. Lift your tail, lift your heart, lift your gaze. And again, curl your tail round, tuck your chin. Lift your tail, drop your belly, pull your heart forward, lift your gaze. And you're going to do this over and over again. Curl your tail. Feel the energy move all the way up your spine so your chin is the last thing to move, and then lift your butt. Keep your chin tucked. Drop your belly. Pull your heart forward. Lift your gaze. Your head is always last. Curl your tail. Feel that undulation in your spine. Tuck your chin. Let's use the breath. Inhale. Lift your tail. Drop your belly, pull the heart forward, lift your gaze. Try to make that breath last the whole time. Exhale, curl the tail round. Lift your belly, tuck your chin. Inhale, lift your tail. Drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, curl the tail. Lift your belly, tuck your chin. Inhale, lift your tail. Drop your belly. Lift your gaze. You're going to keep moving on your own. You can move faster if you need to, or slower if you need to. Lose track of what you're supposed to be doing with the breath, just don't worry. Just try not to hold the breath and let it be long and smooth. And try to move with your breath.
it will take all of your attention to synchronize the breath with movement. So I'll stop talking for a little while so you can focus on that. Good. From here, let your knees be wide apart and slide your butt to your heels. If your butt doesn't come all the way to your heels, that's okay. Just find a position here where you can let your head hang down. If your butt is low enough that you can drop your head, you can bring your head to your hands. You can stack your hands and bring your forehead to your hands like this. You can also bring your arms behind you. Whatever shape you've chosen, fill that shape with breath. Let your cheeks be soft. Your eyes. Feel the space around your heart soften. Take one more breath here. Then from here, you're going to push up and find your way to a seat. So, you have a couple of options for this next one. If you have a blanket, I'm going to suggest using a blanket, and the blanket is going to go along your spine. So your butt isn't on the blanket, your butt's on the ground, and then your spine is draped along the blanket. If your head falls off, I don't want your chin to be like this, so put something underneath your head so that you can tuck your chin easily and the back of your neck is long. Then, if you have blocks, you're going to bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees fall open. And then you're going to be here for a while. So even if your legs are like super, you don't feel any stretch here at all, then you can remain like you are. But if you feel a little stretch in the inner groin, I would suggest supporting your legs with blocks, because your legs will get heavier and your stretch will increase as you remain in this posture. And then just feel how yummy it is to have that blanket under your spine like this. And do what you need to do to get comfortable. And then begin to lengthen your breath. And let this connection to the breath be the most important thing in this moment. You have no control over anything else that's happening. You've made the time to practice today, and so commit to nurturing each breath as if it's the most precious thing. How smooth can you make the breath? How deep and long? Let this be easy. We'll be here for a bit longer in silence. Each time you notice that you have become lost in thought, it's really a moment to celebrate, right? Because you're catching yourself being distracted. When you notice it, tell yourself thinking, and come back to the breath. Come back to that sweet relationship that you're nurturing between you and your breath, your life force. Notice if you're holding tension in your jaw or the sides of your neck. Can you let your legs be really heavy? And feel the support of the props and your blanket, just the way that you've set yourself up. One last long breath in place. And then bring your knees together. Move your blocks to the side. And roll over to your side. Remove the blanket and then come back onto your back. And then return to your back. And then from here, use your imagination to visualize your spine from the very tailbone, from the very tip of the tailbone all the way up the lumbar spine, the middle of your spine, the upper back, the back of your neck. And imagine that you can feel a sense of energy, real energy that's moving up the spine, up the middle of the back and the upper back, behind the neck and into your head. Imagine that you can feel the life force moving up your spine. And then imagine your spine is the communication hub of your whole body. As you breathe here, imagine that you can feel the muscles surrounding your spine beginning to soften. Feel your shoulders and your back growing heavier and the muscles around your spine softening. So now your point of focus is this energy in the spine. Previously it was the breath. But now all of your attention for 1 minute rests on the energy that's moving up the spine into your brain. Imagine into your mind, flowing out into every part of your body. Feel that energy moving up the spine now. And then bringing your attention back to this space and time, we're going to begin our breath practice. So you have the option of taking any posture that you want for your breath practice. You can sit, you can lie down, you can sit in a chair, you can lean against the wall. Whatever will help you stay most present. And then I want you to exhale your breath away and inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6. Inhale 6. 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 Exhale 6. Inhale 7. Exhale 7. Inhale 7. Exhale 7. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale.
Exhale. Inhale, 8. Exhale, 8. 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 Inhale. Exhale. 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 Take a deep breath in. And let that breath go in any way that feels good to you. And then we're going to take a twist. So you can grab your big bolster or blankets or blocks, and we're going to stay on one side. So how do I want you to do this? You're going to come on to your side, and you're just going to place that other leg on top, and then your head can be on a pillow or blanket or wherever it feels good. And try to be as balanced as you can on the side of your body that's on the ground. And then if you have a blanket that you want to cover up with, you can. If you have a sandbag or a weight that you want to put on the hip, if you have an eye pillow, a hoodie. And sometimes it's impossible not to fall asleep in these moments. And so trust that your body is getting exactly what it needs. And we're also eventually trying to build a skill of being able to relax without falling asleep. Finding that space between waking and sleeping, where the body moves into a deep state of restoration. And we give the body time and space. It's one of my favorite things to say to myself and to you. When we provide the body with time and space, it's amazing the intelligence that bubbles up and the natural healing power that exists within us when we just give it the right time and space. Notice if you're clenching your jaw. Or squeezing your eyes together. Notice if there's tension in your shoulders or your arms. Feel your legs heavy. Maybe you can still sense that line of energy rising up your spine. Even here now. A few more rounds of breath here. Alright, and then we're going to roll over and push ourselves up. We've got one more posture. It's gonna be hard to teach belly dance today after this class. Alright, so we're gonna spread the ankles apart and a few options. So with blocks, you can leave the legs a little closer together. You can either keep the legs whatever feels most helpful to you. For some of you, it'll feel nicer to be more like a straddle. For some of you, it'll feel better to have your legs together. You are gonna find a place where you can stack your head and really let your head go. And it be relatively comfortable. So you can use a tower of blocks. You can put blocks on a blanket. You can put blankets on blocks. You can also use a big bolster. And from here, you are literally just hanging out. It's up to you if you want to let your legs be really relaxed or if you want to keep your toes pointing up towards the sky, you can do that. And if bringing your head down doesn't eventually sort of feel helpful, like if you're not able to really relax here with your head like this, then you can lift your head and you can rest your hands on your blocks like this, and you can chill like this instead. We're going to be here for just a bit. Can you let your mouth and your cheeks get so relaxed that you might even drool a little bit? And then I'm going to have you sit up and find a comfortable seat. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your heels, you can sit against the wall, you can sit on a chair. We've just got about 3 minutes of meditation, that's it. And of all the practices that I teach, I feel like this is the most powerful and most important, and it gets the shortest amount of time because it's like the least sexy of all of them. And so maybe allow your eyes to remain open, gazing at the floor in front of you. And we keep our eyes open through meditation because my teacher reminds us that we walk through life with our eyes open. And our meditation trains us to be with life exactly as it is. Eyes open. When you notice that you're distracted in thought, tell yourself thinking, and then come back and see if you can catch the beginning of every breath in and the beginning of every breath out. Make it a game. Practice now. If you find yourself lost in thought, bring yourself back and catch the start of each breath in and the start of each breath out. And then bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes and bow your head. And let's take a moment just to give thanks for the warm place that we have to practice. for the technology that connects us, for the cars that get us where we need to go. And no matter what happens in our election, may our seeds be planted for safety and equality for all people. Can we use our time to contribute more peacefulness and love? And it doesn't mean you can't stand up for what's right, but it means that we abandon aggression, and the first place we have to abandon that is against ourselves. So thank you for practicing with me tonight. Do not underestimate the power of your peacefulness to positively affect all of the people around you, and think about how that ripples out. Thank you for practicing with me tonight.